What's up, everybody? We're back with another NC Niner Talk. I'm Nicholas, and this is my papa, Carlos.
What's up?
Today, we're going to be getting into the Niners vs. Rams Week 2 matchup, division rival. We're heading into Levi South once again. But we're going to review the Niners vs. Pittsburgh dominant win in Pittsburgh Week 1. What do you think about that Week 1 win?
I believe the Niners made probably the biggest statement out of all the teams this past weekend. Just because they put everything on the show. They put their offense, their defense, special teams. For the most part, even our kicker, he went perfect. Yeah, he went perfect. Offensively, we showed our weapons. Defensively, we showed our weapons. Yes, we gave up 7 points, but it's hard to keep anybody from the NFL scoreless.
And Niners made Pittsburgh look like they were not good. And heading into this game, a lot of people picked the Pittsburgh Steelers to win, and they have a very talented roster with Najee Harris, who's supposed to be very, very dominant rusher, which Fred Warner just shut down.
Yeah.
And after that, Najee Harris was just out of the game.
After that big hit in the first quarter, we didn't see him back until maybe the third or fourth quarter.
Allen Robinson, he got George Pickens, he has Deontay Johnson. Well, Deontay Johnson got injured. That sucks. But Kenny Pickett has weapons, and the Niners made him look like the young quarterback he is.
I think, like you said, a lot of people picked Pittsburgh to win this game. In fact, the preview that usually shows on NFL Network and on YouTube, a lot of people picked Pittsburgh.
It was 6-4.
Yeah, 6-4. So
and
I think
picked them.
A lot of people picked Pittsburgh. But you know what? I think it has to do with Purdy. They keep going back to he was the last pick of the draft. Yada yada yada. I mean, sooner or later, people are going to stop doing that. Same thing they used to do with Jimmy G. Like, Jimmy G's good, but G's good, but
this is gonna happen, and then they'll eventually.
Yeah. So I think if he wasn't the last pick of the NFL draft, I believe that they wouldn't be doubting him this much. But it's okay. Keep doubting him. Keep doubting the Niners.
And we're lucky he's the last pick because we get to pay all these other players, and he's making under $1 million a year.
What's good about that is that they surrounded him with elite talent. So, unlike other teams, correct? Other teams who come in last place and draft such a great quarterback, they go into a system where they don't have elite players on offense. They don't have elite players on defense. He comes to a perfect situation that all he needs to do is play his game, which he has. I believe he's 7-0. I believe the games he started. So he has a lot of confidence because he's playing behind a great defense. He's playing not the best offensive line, but a really, really good offensive line. And let's talk about the weapons they have. Come on now.
CMC, ground player of the week. 152 yards, 22 rushes, a touchdown.
Yeah. And
let's not forget all these.
Ayuk.
What do we say?
NFC player.
Offensive player of the week.
Yeah. Kittle, I think had 2 catches of that.
Yeah. The fact that Kittle and Debo barely show up in this game, and we have a dominant win like that, just shows how stacked this team is, and it's just unbelievable.
So meaning we don't need too much from Purdy.
Yeah.
He just needs to manage a game just like a point guard does. Do enough for everybody else to get involved. Take what the defense gives you, and the rest is history. And then on the defensive side, Fred Warner was flying. The linebackers were flying. I think
Drake Jackson, a breakout player, 3 sacks.
You called it, yeah. Bosa didn't have no sacks, but he took on double teams pretty much the whole entire game.
And what I say, Big Bosa, the big old contract, he's gonna even get more attention, so that'll open up Drake Jackson. And our newly acquired Javon Hargrave got a sack. Kerry Hyder got a sack. This defensive line and this whole defense is like
on every line, on every single line, every level. There's an all-pro. So it's a lot to take away from this game. Yes, Pittsburgh didn't play that well, but I think it was more the Niners made them play this bad. We caused these turnovers. We caused these problems for the Pittsburgh Steelers. unlike some of the teams that are trying to get praise, a la Dallas Cowboys with the Giants. I mean, Giants played such a horrible game.
They just shot their foot every single possession where Pittsburgh gets shut down 3 and out. They punt it, and then the Niners would drive down the field. So
right.
that's a very different way of like the game going on.
Yeah. So it's okay, and I like the comments that we got this past week on our channel. About how that we're playing the NFC North, and we're not going to be as good. All these other teams that were crazy that they're going to go undefeated or they're going to have the best record. It's okay. We love that. We like comments.
Yeah.
Please continue to comment because it's okay. We all have our opinions.
We love to see opinions out there. It doesn't matter, like if it's against the Niners. It doesn't matter if it's with us. Love to talk.
Yeah, so it's we all have our opinions. We think a certain way. Everybody can think their own way, but at the end of the day, it's about backing up with facts, and we try to talk as much as we can with facts, and it's based on what we see on the field. And right now, the Niners, I have to say, we're like the most dominant team on the field on both ends.
And after week 1, they've jumped to, in almost every power rankings I've seen, to number 1.
Number 1. To be honest with you, I don't like to be number 1 in power rankings because I like to go under the radar. Just because I just want people just to keep doubting them, but
I don't see this team going under the radar anymore.
It's hard.
I don't see it no more. Like 2021, we went under the radar. I see like a lot of people were injured. Had a lot of. We didn't have this team. This team was not this stacked in 2021 when we went to the NFC Championship against the Rams, and that team was very capable of winning the Super Bowl. But this team is just flying on all levels, and I don't see them like going under the radar.
Just staying healthy is the main thing. Yeah. As you see what happened to the Jets, correct?
First 4 plays
to Aaron Rodgers. So this shows you how lucky we've been as a Niner fan, is that all these years that we've had like all these injuries to our quarterbacks, we've had like second string quarterbacks come in, Jimmy G play, and we really haven't skipped the beat. But you look at all these other teams who lose their number 1 quarterbacks, they're done for the year. And who could say that? They could have said that about us last year, and look, we made it to the NFC Championship with their third string quarterback. Mm-hmm. So that means instead of all these people talking bad about Kyle Shanahan and Lynch, they should be like, wow, like they actually have done a good job with this roster, building this roster, that no matter who's at quarterback, they could sustain all these injuries. But the best thing is stay healthy, keep grinding, keep dominating, and they showed what they can really do in week 1.
Yeah, luckily
on the road too.
Yeah, week against a Coach Tomlin coach team, like it's just like we went into Pittsburgh. It was all red, 30-7, and luckily no injury reports against the Steelers in week 1, and that's what we hope for. Especially if we lose, like, just hope for no injuries.
Yeah, so. Even if they lose, just stay healthy because, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So, so we'll see how it goes. But now, down to LA this week.
Levi South.
Home away from home.
Home jerseys. Niners are wearing their red home jerseys this Sunday against the Rams.
I find that to be so disrespectful. But it is what it is. We're going to have more fans than the LA Rams.
If it was all Niners these past few years where the Rams have been pretty good, Super Bowl champions, then there's going to be zero amount of Rams fans, and the thing is going to be red.
Especially with the Niner.
Red.
Especially wearing the Niner red jerseys. But, see how it goes. So how you think it's going to play out this week? What are you looking for this game?
The Rams had a pretty impressive win against the Seahawks. Surprising win.
It was pretty much considered an upset.
2 wide receivers for them. Tutu Atwell and I don't know how to say his name, Nakua.
I don't know.
Both 120 yards. Mm-hmm. Both pretty impressive. And, they could maybe surprise the Niners. It could always happen.
Of course.
But this Niners team right now is just moving on all cylinders, and I feel they're not going to slow down against the Rams. Hopefully this year, where their last 8 matches, they've gone 8-0. Mm-hmm. Hopefully this is not the year where they lose to probably the worst Rams team they had in a while.
Yeah. So I think Stafford, right?
Stafford.
He had a lot of time to throw the ball last week against the Seahawks.
That's what they're talking about.
Yeah, so he had a lot of time to throw the ball all over the place. I don't think he's going to have that.
All these
much of time.
QBs look good against
average defense. So I think the Niners defense will come at him from all angles and make it a long day for him. Making, second and long, third and long, they're going to have to pass. And it's just going to be hard, I feel, for them. They don't have Kupp, right?
Mm.
So that's their main go-to guy. Again, these other wide receivers, they showed up last week, but I think Stafford just had too much time. I don't think he's going to have the same amount of time if the Niners play to their level. I hope the Niners don't play down to their level, which that means that, the Rams are going to be, in the game pretty much the whole game.
Yeah.
But if the Niners just show up like they did against Pittsburgh, I don't see this being any different than the last Sunday. So
usually Niners have been, they always start a little slow. And with this team, I don't really see them starting slow anymore because Brock Purdy moving the offense. He just fast-paced offense and CMC and the breakout year of Ayuk. Debo and Kittle, can't really forget them. And then Juszczyk, when he's used. And I just want to see Jawan Jennings used a little more in this game. I didn't really see him being played. And Elijah Mitchell, while CMC would just... CMC is...
Well, I think Kyle Shanahan just wanted to make a statement. This is our weapons. Look what we could do with them, and good luck. Yeah. So I think, to be honest with you, I think Ayuk is going to have a big year as well. But I feel that each game is going to present different opportunities for each player. These are the type of games that Kittle thrives against the Rams. Debo dominates against the Rams. So maybe Ayuk doesn't have such a big impact, but maybe they give the ball more to Debo. It's all about matches, right? It's about mismatches. And I think Kyle Shanahan does really well picking on you of all your mismatches. And I think last week, he tried to prove a point to let's get Ayuk going against especially Peterson, trying to say he was going to get picked.
And Purdy targeted Patrick Peterson.
And he kept going at him. So I think Kittle's going to have a breakout game. Debo's going to have another breakout game. And, you have McCaffrey in the back pocket. So who do you think is going to be your breakout player for this game? Let's start with the offense. On the offense, who do you think is going to be the breakout player?
I see, kind of the obvious one, Debo, right? Debo against the Rams, that's he's basically, Jalen Ramsey's dad, but he's not on there no more, so...
Ramsey's out now?
He's on the Dolphins, but he got an injury. But Aaron Donald, we're gonna go right at Aaron Donald, and he was trying to say he's trying to rename himself, but there's not the game where he's gonna do that, and I feel Debo is just gonna have a big game, but I feel it's not gonna be a huge game where nobody else is being used. I feel all the weapons are gonna be used. And then, near the game, even, Elijah Mitchell, Jawan Jennings, maybe Ronnie Bell gets touches.
Yeah.
Ray McLeod with those downfield blocks. Yeah. He needs to get some love soon.
That's big. Who do you think is going to be... What about a breakout player on defense?
Drake Jackson, right? 3 sacks. Let's see if he can keep it up. If he keeps it up, then that wasn't just a fluke game.
Yeah.
I
think on offense, I feel that each player, Debo, Ayuk, Kittle is going to have one touchdown. Obviously, I think McCaffrey's going to have a touchdown. So that's 7, 14, 21, 28 already right there. All right. Then I feel that McCaffrey's going to have at least 2 rushing touchdowns. That tells you how much this team's going to score. On the defensive, I think Fred Warner and Bosa is going to have big games. And if Bosa has a big game, that means the rest is going to have a big game.
Then we're going to get a lot of picks.
Correct. So what happens is the defensive line is crushing. Defensive line is dominating. That's going to make their life easier for the linebackers, the safeties, and the cornerbacks. So I think Fred Warner is going to continue having a big game. And Bosa is going to have at least 2 sacks.
Fred Warner from week 1 looks like he's in Defensive Player of the Year form.
Man, that he's a beast. So, so I feel this game ends up being 35 or 42 points to at least 10 because they're at home. Just trying to give some respect. 10 points, if that.
Because they always have some garbage time stuff where they just drive down the field, we're already up.
I think they're going to continue averaging above 20 points. So I think this time around, though, they're playing LA. They're going to want to score more. I think they're going to end up scoring at least 42 points on this team, and I only allow if 10 points, if not just 7 but 10 points. So 42-10. What do you think?
I feel Kyle Shanahan makes a statement, and that statement is just to rack up the points. I feel they're just going to dominate, and I don't see them not dominating this game. And if they don't dominate, it probably won't be a close game still, but that's what I think. Like, I feel it shouldn't be a close game. The Niners roster is worlds above this Rams roster, and they've been beating them for the past 4 years. And I just feel Niners win the game. I feel the Rams probably have 9, maybe get a touchdown in there, maybe get 13. So maybe 38-13.
38-13.
Rack it up.
Okay.
I think they have a defensive touchdown actually.
Okay. So we go 2-0. That's our prediction. So, let us know what you guys think.
Put in the comment section who you got. What are your opinions on this game? What are your opinions on the last game? And just be on those comments. Speak your mind. All right. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Niners week 2 versus the Rams. Levi South. Here
Let's
we go.
go.
Let's go.
Hey.